I love you, awesome nerds.
Zoom, 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 zoom. And then, if I were to do the cup song with the glass I'm holding, it would shatter everywhere. It would shatter. But you best believe that I could and I would if I didn't care so much about the, what is it called? Like the reserves? The Josh reserves? The fancy kind of Josh. It's not just the one that's $9. It's the one that's $12.
Wow.
So
I'm impressed that you've got I'm not impressed, but a little bit shocked. You're usually
I was supposed to get it for a party, and now I'll have to go buy another bottle. You have to bring a bottle of wine that has your initial.
Oh,
That's why there's a bottle of Josh. And
what would I go
Oh.
with?
That makes sense. No, I just knew you guys were oh my God, what's your brand?
Kendall Jackson. This is non-sponsored, but if Kendall Jackson, Chardonnay specifically, the Chardonnay branch of the Kendall Jackson family, if you'd like to reach out, thank you for getting me
KJ
through
all the way.
2020. It's a very affordable, very drinkable wine, but it does give you a little heartburn if you're prone to that. Whereas I find more of a Pinot Grigio is more my speed these days as I get old. And
Wow,
I am
look at
getting
you.
old, I find, as I look upon this film, and I feel like a retrospective. I feel like this is a
Honestly.
period piece.
Oh, it
I feel like this is a time capsule that I'm cracking into that, like, I imagine showing this. Like, I'm 80. I'm Rose at the end of Titanic, right? And I'm telling my story, and I'm, like, making my grandkids watch Pitch Perfect
Yes.
so that they can understand what it was like.
Exactly.
Okay?
Okay.
You weren't there. I was there.
Well, we also, it came out at a very pivotal time in our lives. This was what, 2011? I believe 2012. I feel like this is like I think this movie like helped me become more sentient as a human being. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I do feel like it was...
Junior high is pivotal.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we were born in 98 and 9 respectively for context. So in 2012, we were pretty much the target demo age
Yes.
for Pitch Perfect. And we were theater kid adjacent. We weren't theater kids, but we were in band. So we were like,
Yeah.
pretty much close.
So we
They never showed their pit band in Pitch Perfect, by the
No.
way.
There were no pit bands. It's
I know.
acapella. Jen. And Jen is here. Jen is my lovely mother. If you've ever listened to this show for more than 20 minutes, you might know her. She comes in usually at about halfway and hosts a little segment, but this is her month, and we have invited her on as guest this week to discuss the pivotal and culturally monumental film, Pitch Perfect. Jen, can you give us a little background on what this movie means to you and why you picked it for us this month?
So, as you guys may have heard, I did a list. I categorized all my choices. I wanted to give you guys plenty of choices so you would pick ones that you liked. And this was in the family staples.
Oh, yeah.
So
If I've seen this movie once, I've seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much of this I could quote verbatim until I was watching it. And I was like, just like my father says, if you didn't come to win, get the hell out of Kuwait. Like, why is that in my head?
Well, that's the thing, is I think it was very
It's
perfect.
the developmental period at which I was
You should
at.
probably
It was like a
listen to your
sponge.
doctor.
Exactly.
I was like a sponge.
Exactly,
You should-
Jared. It was so quotable.
You need to be Australian if you're being fat, Amy. Your doctor. Doctor. My verbal touch point for an Australian accent, Henry taught me this, is you say razor blades, but
Razor blades.
Razor blades. And then you can really start to just...
Jennifer
That's
Lopez.
British. See, I always
If you
get
listen to
British.
If you listen to the Handsome Pod, they do this a bit. But yeah, you can also try Jennifer Lopez. That was horrific.
Jennifer Lopez. See?
Yeah,
Urban.
no.
Carl Urban. Carl Urban. So true. That's just like razor blades. That is just like razor blades. But I think that this movie is so impactful to us because the three of us, are also big fans of Glee. And we would be without Pitch Perfect if not for Glee. Glee had premiered in 2009?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think season 3 of Glee, if I'm not mistaken, had just come to a close, which is that when Quinn Fabray has her baby.
No, what are you talking about? That's the first season, Dara. Oh my god.
Season 1?
Yes.
Was she when the Bohemian Rhapsody? That's season 1?
That's insane of you to say. That's
in season
actually
1? It's
insane.
been a while. It's been a while. I'm sorry.
Jen, back me up on this. That's actually insane
Jen
of her to
hit me.
even suggest.
Yeah, I feel like season 3 is when Quinn Fabray was in the wheelchair briefly.
Yes.
Rebounded from being goth back to being Christian, then in a wheelchair. Actually,
and then after season 3, I think Corey Monteith died, or was that season 5?
Yeah, he died at the beginning of 5.
Yeah,
he
beginning
made it through
of 5.
4.
Okay.
But he was out of high school.
Yeah,
he was out of school in 4 because he was like the coach.
Yeah.
4 was the one when him and Puck went to college.
Of course. So I would say though that season 3 is sort of at the top of the bell curve for like how good Glee is, and then it starts to go downhill after this. So I would say this came at the peak.
In season 2, correct?
Yes.
So an important little bit of knowledge. I was getting caught up on my cultural history because I feel like this was such a impactful time in our lives where I think Glee specifically, but media at large, seemed to lean into this idea where if you're an outcast, if you were different, that's actually your superpower, and that's cool. And that's an awesome message.
Yes.
But for theater kids specifically, they were like, and you know what you should do? Sing in public, loud. Anyone who doesn't like it is your oppressor and your bully.
I miss the Obama era so much.
Louder. And by getting your message across. And that was infected theater kids across.
Dara, do you not remember what flash mobs and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Again, very 2012. Very of that time.
I did a flash mob for my 6th grade graduation.
What also was like this rising theater kid a cappella thing with like Pentatonics, right, on YouTube and
Boyce Avenue. Remember Boyce Avenue?
And there was an NBC competition show called The Sing Off, if you remember. And it was all a cappella groups, and maybe was Pentatonics on there, and did they win or something? Definitely didn't run for very long, but it was capturing the moment. Collegiate. So basically, it was this idea that's like Glee is high school, but we need to create this universe for these kids to continue to have this aspiration beyond high school. And it started with this guy who was writing a book. I don't know if he himself was an a cappella guy. I actually didn't really look into the book too much, but Pitch Perfect, low key, based on a book. So this guy was observing sort of the way that collegiate a cappella was like weirdly competitive and very intense. And so he wrote this book called Pitch Perfect, and it followed the Tufts University male a cappella group. I don't know what their names were, but he wrote this book about them and their journey. And then those men were the Warblers. Save for Darren Criss. So they got that whole group of the Tufts University men's a cappella collegiate champions who I don't know if they lasted throughout Glee, but in the beginning it was all the Warblers were these a cappella guys, and then Darren Criss had the speaking part, so he had to be a trained actor.
Oh my god!
But yeah, this guy wrote this book about basically the Warblers, and that's who the troublemakers are. Obviously,
are the Warblers.
Yeah, obviously, like based on, and so then it was like this rising hype about like not just show choir and theater stuff in Glee, but then also a cappella and continuing to sing annoyingly as an adult was basically the floodgates that was opened in 2010, and then it washed basically throughout the 2010s. In my personal experience,
it's the thing for me was walking. I think the thing that really pushed me over the edge was the ukulele on top of it.
Right, and that is I take my blame.
Yeah,
because
you did play a part.
I did learn the Adventure Time theme song, and I did bring my teal ukulele around with me in high school. So I should be put down for that. You're right.
Well, I felt really humbled watching this movie personally, because there is one point where there's a performance of Blame It on the Boogie, and I said, "Oh, we played that."
It's funny when you hear a song that you played, though. Like, I obviously did marching band, but like right now, if I hear Tchaikovsky's Firebird, I know exactly how I was turning at certain points. I knew exactly what yard line I was on, who was standing next to me.
Damn, I wish we played Firebird. That's sick. Yeah, no, I definitely have those callbacks though. The one that gets me always is the Green Day show that we did in marching band. I can always pull back.
Yeah,
that was really good.
One.
And I played the xylophone, so I can play some brain stew on the xylophone. All right, put that on my special skills on my resume.
It's the way that like I can't even be mad at this movie. Because I also I'm talking about it. I'm like, yeah, that was fucking cool. We were playing Green Day.
That band was cool. Yeah, I like to put on my rose-colored glasses when looking back at band because a lot of it was kind of like terrible and miserable. So I like to be like, that was a fun time. Because also we need to encourage kids to do activities.
We were also pretty good,
I feel.
You know?
You were very good.
Even though we had a neighboring school who was just so much better, like they did a Game of Thrones themed choir show where they all were in like legit furs, like they were wearing mink fur, and we were like in our like tattered sequins, and like we looked like a poor school, and we weren't even like that's how they made us look. So it was good. It kept us humble. It was good. But this movie pretty much, I think it takes a quite a tactful angle with our two main characters, boy and girl, Becca and Jesse. And they're both posed at the beginning. You know, he's a little lame, but they're both kind of cool, right? They're like traditionally attractive. Becca's a little alt. Jesse's a little nerdy. But
flag fly, you know?
But it's basically like, how can we get these quote unquote like normal, if not a little indie, but like cool hot people to be into acapella, right? And then it's like chipping away until eventually they're like, no, this is fun and we are into it. And by the end, it's like they're ride or die about it, right? So it's not from the theater kid perspective, although those who know, that's Anna Kendrick.
Right.
Like those who know Anna Kendrick know that that's a theater girl. Like they just put black eyeliner on her so that you're like, ooh, she's a little skeptical about this.
Well, that's
she
one
doesn't
thing
really want to say.
That was her acting because she was born and bred theater girl.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is because she was like, this was before she really like took off, I think, is you could still brand her as this without it being like weird. And now it's like, it's part of her, obviously her theater girl aesthetic. But she could be the alt girl.
It's a lot of these people's like kind of breakout moment. Because Rebel Wilson had been in Bridesmaids, but she was a very, very minor character for those who may remember. So, you know, coming up in the major comedy
and
scene.
Anna Kendrick had only been in Twilight to this point, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. And Ben Platt, not a thing. This is his film debut. He was obviously a well-known theater Nepo baby.
Of course.
You know, he was touring as Oliver Twist or whatever the fuck he was doing when he was 5. But this is his first on-film role. And, you know, I have my ups and downs with Mr. Evan Hansen, but I need to be grateful for him on the whole because Benji is such a breath of life and
scene stealer.
Entirely.
This movie reminded me why I low-key kind of do fuck with Ben Platt, like in the theater camp kind of way.
Yes,
where
he gets it.
A little self-referential, where he's like, I pulled a hamster out of my sleeve. Like how can you not think that is so fucking funny? The Star Wars bedroom decor, like they captured, and the fact that he doesn't get in, but then he's always like there with a clipboard.
Right.
Also so funny. I love that this
how did he get to be the stage manager?
This collegiate a cappella like circuit, their college alone has 4 groups, but they also have a bunch of other people who are never singing, who are always just around to like do administrative tasks for them. Like they have the 2 guys who run the auditions who are openly like, we don't sing and we don't do this, but now, you know, we're gonna take care of this for you guys. And at the riff off, you know, they're making sure shit is running for this movie. I appreciate that's the what do you call them in theater? The tech.
Yes,
people?
yes. Well, that's the thing, Dara. Behind. I mean, they don't really not great representation for this one, but behind every good college theater program is at least one dyke stage managing that shit to high heaven,
running that shit like the Navy.
Exactly. But no, I would like to think that Ben Platt just went out of his way because he had to be involved. I similarly did that when I was in the 8th grade, and I said, you need to give me a part in the pit band. And she said, you want to play the synth?
They didn't ask me. I asked them. They were like, we picked 8 of you. And I raised my hand. I was like, 9. 9 even asked me.
I didn't know you did that too. Oh my God. I literally was like, you need to give me something. I don't care what it is, but you need to give me something.
I was like, I'll play the triangle. I'm trying to get extracurricular.
Exactly. Oh my God. Well, exactly. Then Dara, you and I really embody the Ben Platt spirit, the Benji spirit. He said, I'm going to make myself useful if nothing.
And, I've got the magic. If I can come in at that final number and provide the levity needed for the group, you know what? I will proudly be Ben Platt.
He's not in the group the whole time, but he is the star of the finale.
And the way Jesse is also supposed to be a freshman, right? They're getting to college, Barden University, which is giving me like BYU, which is the Mormon university where they all jump on the beds and drink Diet Pepsi together. But Barden, I don't know why it's giving me that. But yeah, they're freshmen. Anyone who has ever stepped foot in a theater hall knows that it is all hierarchy based on how long you have been there.
That Corbin Blue guy should have.
Yeah, literally. Just because Bumper is out doing his John Mayer gig does not mean some freshman and some guy who just joined 5 minutes ago get a solo. Absolutely the fuck not.
No.
But I guess they're all, loosey goosey over at the
they're
troublemaker.
Chill. They're the chill guys, Dara. They're cool
8 guys in a hot tub.
Yeah.
And also, I think this movie did something. I don't know if it actually did anything for young men because I don't think I know any young men who saw and liked this movie. This was for the girls and the gays,
boys. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, boys in the way that, because I feel like the Jesse character, the Bumper character, and then the Benji character are all variations on a very real kind of guy, right? The straight theater guy who's like...
There is a straight theater guy.
Golden Retriever.
Yeah, Golden Retriever type, right? It's just, but like, he's got the music in him, but, could also be playing lacrosse, maybe, question mark.
But is it also exceptionally vain as well. And narcissistic.
And the Bumper take is like the obnoxious, annoying type. The Benji type is like the nerdy, like autism spectrum adjacent, but
talented.
Yes, in his own way and a little misunderstood, of course. And then Jesse is our sort of typical, like,
our Troy
he's
Bolton.
Not super hot, but he's good looking and he's very charming, he's very charismatic, he's got his passions and he loves movies and give me that Letterboxd account, I'm biting, I'm taking the bait here. But it's a pretty realistic thing. This movie shows you that if you're a average looking guy and you join an a cappella group, that women will be throwing their panties at you from across the Kennedy Center.
It's entirely true. That's the one thing that I felt like this movie did pretty well, is giving me a very average male and a man that would be doing a cappella instead of casting a Hollywood hot. This movie, I think, understood itself in a way that it did need to be realistic, if nothing.
And that he was, like, charming and likable, that you were rooting for them as a couple by the end, and that I liked that they had their little tiff as well, right, that they get over. That he's like, hey, I'm going to set boundaries, and that wasn't cool.
Exactly.
And she's like, you're right, I was being a bitch.
Yeah, that she kind of takes on the typically, like, male role in this, where he's like, no, what you did was bad, and you hurt my feelings.
Right, because she's the edgy goth girl,
exactly.
So she's got to be the dominant one, obviously. But Becca, our main character, Anna Kendrick, is an aspiring DJ, and that's why she thinks a cappella is lame. And the movie opens to her remixing Azalea Banks 212 with a Bust a Move by Young MC. And this was when something, I hadn't watched this movie in a while, and this was when something like opened inside of my brain.
Yeah, your third eye.
I was like, there is a nostalgia formula for business, for movie capitalism, where if you're making a movie for a certain target audience, but that target audience has no money, you have to loop in a second audience to make money. So it's like this movie was obviously aimed at like young theater girls. It's a sleepover movie, young adult comedy, whatever you want to call it. But it's like, okay, they're going to go see it, but that doesn't really matter. We need their moms to see it. So it's 80s nostalgia baked into this 2012 period piece, right? Because I do feel like it is always that we're low-key into the shit that our parents were into, right? So it's like when they're making Breakfast Club references, that isn't going over my head as a 13-year-old because my mom has made sure I've sat my ass down and seen that shit, right? So they're making all these 80s references and stuff that you're perking up. You're like, oh, they're calling back to stuff that they're singing songs that I liked and, saying that stuff that I was into is cool and referencing, all the while having it be ultimately for a younger generation.
Well, yeah.
I was like, what is it? Is it minus 30 years? Is it just, the parent kid difference? I don't know what the exact formula is, but I really felt like they were hitting something here with targeting specifically me and you at the same time.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Emily likes what Jean likes. She says it all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was saying it the other week when I was kind of like, I don't feel like I watched a lot of kids' movies. I remember watching, The Breakfast Club and Dirty Dancing and whatever else was on, like, ABC. Yeah, The Sound of Music, for sure.
And she was picking things she knew that she would like and you would like.
Exactly, exactly. So, I mean, it's just, whoever, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I can think of another movie just off the dome that was as successful as this one in doing that, because I mean, now that you say it, I'm seeing it throughout the whole thing, and especially even like and I think like the fashion was just reminiscent enough maybe, and then also like they've got the really cool the radio station, and they're like going through like the actual physical media and everything like that, and the girls are sitting there, they've got the pitch pipe, and it's all like, I think there's a lot of like old school nostalgia peppered in, I guess, that I probably did. I would love to. I'd love to rewatch now at this point, because now that you mention it, I bet you could ping it every couple of minutes.
Yeah, because it was specifically when Miss Becca, who her aspiring career as a DJ is inspiring to me as someone else who can recognize matching BPMs, keys. I get it. Not that I don't
basic
have the
music theory.
The amount of times that I know that the song is called Titanium, but I'm going to call it Bulletproof. I'm sorry. But the amount of times that she's doing mixes to the song Bulletproof, they ringed that license out until it was bone dry. The way she had GarageBand open on her little MacBook.
Bulletproof and Titanium are the same song then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, Not Meant to Lose.
Yeah.
I Am Titanium. But they say Bulletproof more prominently than Titanium.
Bulletproof is a different song, actually.
There's a different song.
And she's also DJing. She probably put those two together, but it was specifically in the very beginning. She's doing 212 Azalea Banks, which came out in 2012. So that was fresh. That was fresh. I'm sure it had been out there for a minute before, but
was it popular when it first came out? Because I only know it in like the sort of brat sense.
No, I think it was very much like queer subculture, internet subculture.
So they pulled a niche one for this.
So they pulled a couple of nice niche, like newer niche stuff for this movie to show that Becca is a cool girl with interesting music taste. But she likes to throw it back as well. And so she's mixing a 1989 rap song with 2012's 212. And you see this throughout the film, that they're always singing, Starship's Nicki Minaj. They're doing stuff that was hot on the radio as this movie was out, smart. But they're also always doing 80s songs. Like the Treblemakers sing almost exclusively 80s hits. Let It Whip.
Yeah.
Right? They do that one.
I mean, we start off with Styx, with what's his name coming up in the or was it Styx?
Oh, in the car when he's
in the car. So all right, hot off the press,
such an 80s vibe being like subtly injected into this, what I would consider truly a period piece. Like nothing really represents how shit was. Like Obama was the president. It was cool to be gay finally.
Yeah.
Like things were just, kind of starting to pick up. They're joking about social issues in a way that has aged very poorly, but at the time was like, well, they're talking about it. There are gay characters. Just because Cynthia Rose is terrible representation for lesbians, it was like, at least this is, they're putting queer characters in this movie, which is, again, it was 2012. That's not good. Obviously, she wasn't a bad representation.
The way they taught her, the way they
wrote her character.
The way they treated her.
Exactly.
I guess this is kind of all over the place, but I simply assume everyone has seen this movie at least 10 times if you're tuning in.
Yeah.
But do you have any qualms, Emily? I'll pick your brain, I guess, specifically about this movie and the actual queer representation and some of the slightly homophobic, maybe dated jokes, but then also the queer baiting that happens between Becca and Chloe that we see pretty consistently throughout movies 2 and 3. I was having Jen describe the plot of 3 to me in the car, and I don't think I saw 3, but I'm well aware of the marketing that led up to 3. But to take a step back, what do you think?
I haven't seen the second or third one. I know nothing about them, but I do know...
Not even 2?
Not even 2.
Okay.
I do know that the lesbian community... When did movie 3 come out?
2015?
12.
2017 is the last one. 2012 is the first one. So 2015, 12, 15, 17 is what I want to say.
Okay, so 17. Yeah, I feel like I remember seeing like the will they won't they les out about the third one for sure. But I think I very much knew that's not going to happen. Even though watching this, I was more convinced by, what's her name? Not Anna Kendrick, Brittany Snow. Brittany Snow's shower interaction. I was like, okay, I understand more where like the people are being like, whoa. I don't know. I obviously think that like, what's the lesbian character's name in this?
Cynthia Rose.
Played
by Esther Dean, who wrote S&M by Rihanna, who wrote Firework.
Fuck yeah.
Katy Perry. Icon and legend.
They
Esther
did her
Dean.
So dirty then. I don't know
Esther Dean wrote all your fucking favorite bops from the late aughts, early 2010s. And then they put her in this movie and they were like, you're going to play an aggressive, predatory lesbian character who embodies all of these really harmful stereotypes. She hardly gets her moment in The Sun, despite being probably one of the best singers there.
Oh, entirely.
She, like, pretty much in the Since You've Been Gone audition sequence, like, she gets a real moment where, it's like, oh, they think she's a man at first, and then she takes it off, and then she can really sing, ha, ha, ha. Like, okay. I feel like this movie is maybe a victim of being written by too many people. I don't know that for sure, but I say that from afar because I feel like some jokes are, like, satirical and truly do land in the sense of, like, we are making fun of the kind of person who would say this, like the Bumper character, right? Like he's such an and then some things just do not land.
Well, that's because it wasn't all written. It was a lot of it was improv.
So true. I feel that very heavily with Rebel Wilson. I think there are so many hits, but there are also some misses. And if you this watch, I kind of tuned into. She would say something and then they would cut. Because everyone around her like broke because that was not in the script.
Of course.
So it's like she says, oh, mermaid dancing. And she gets on the ground, but like, and then a hard cut because it's like, that was not in the script. No one knew how to react to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and almost the worst crime is the aesthetic they gave her. I don't know what the fuck that was. It was just so. If anything, that put us. The lesbian community is pretty resilient, but I think the stylization alone put us back a couple of years. So that was pretty harmful. But no, I think it was. It sucks. I mean, I don't know that it got better as the time went on, but I think the fact that they didn't really write any meaningful queer people is kind of crazy. Even just like give Benji like a throwaway line about being
like my pen pal boyfriend. Right. Yeah. So true.
He can be your fake boyfriend. He goes to another school. That's fine. It just it felt like really insane to a crazy community to really keep out of this movie, because that's the entire theater musical community in general. And so to have that one big boy that was using the projector for the sing-off be like it for gay men.
Oh, dropouts, Jacob Wysocki. Okay, I know you're not a dropout, bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, there's some discourse right now about them being on some propaganda show. Jacob Wysocki, who plays the audition guy / riff-off guy.
The guy who got his belly at the end.
Yes, and he's like, he has a funny line where he's like, I can't sing, but I would kill.
I hate myself every day for it, yeah.
Yes. So funny. Do you know maybe the TikTok sound that's getting big right now that's like, you are a regular guy. You can enter a room. You are a regular guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
I sound crazy.
Unfortunately not.
He is just a hilarious comedian.
Okay.
I think he is so funny. And he'll occasionally do the throwback like, and yeah, when I was in Pitch Perfect. And I'm always like, oh, yeah, you were. You were in that movie with McLovin. Him and McLovin.
Exactly. I did appreciate that. But yeah,
run the auditions. I think that's beautiful.
I have been stuffed in a locker in nothing but a Dora backpack.
A Dora the Explorer backpack.
Also, during the riff-off, you know how they spin the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things on the wheel was songs ruined by Glee.
And they also do have a bit of a Glee moment where he's like, this isn't a time for you to have your confused sexuality. You know, they basically are like, this isn't Glee at the beginning of the
they're poking fun
of the audition scene. But I do think that is something that Glee, you know, it was perhaps risky at the time, like a quote unquote risk that paid off for them, was showing genuinely the kind of kids who were in theater clubs and Glee clubs were weird and predominantly gay.
Here's my thing, is Glee did, don't get me wrong, a lot of things very wrong, and Glee was very problematic, but we love her for it anyways. And I think Glee still took a lot of risks, as heinous
and for the culture.
Or not risks, I guess, but you know what I mean? I think they like putting someone, you know, don't get me wrong, giving her the name Unique was really fucked up, but at the same time, they put a trans woman on TV for like 2009. Well, and just done in a very, I think, as thoughtful as Ryan Murphy could be.
Not to get on a tangent, but were you an America's Next Top Model viewer / have you watched the documentary?
I haven't watched the documentary.
I have not watched it. You have or have not?
I have not watched the documentary yet. I did watch it growing up. It was,
severely. I consumed that so severely.
Is it actually good?
In accompaniment with Project Runway, which I thought gave me more of a grounded perspective on it. You know, I recognized that what they were doing then was bad, but watching that documentary was a real blast for the past as someone who had that shit burned into my retinas on my little iPod Touch. I was watching the season with there were two girls kissing in a hot tub, and I said, I didn't know that could happen.
They didn't tell me about this.
Isis was the first time a trans person had ever been on my screen, as far as I knew, and I was
Tyra Banks
did 10 or 11 learning about that from America's Next Top Model.
Tyra did some really fucked up stuff, but she also was very forward thinking.
So for the culture, I read her book Model Land on my Nook, which was the Barnes and Noble brand specific version of a Kindle.
Oh, girl, I had a Nook.
Yeah, porn on the Nook.
You won that Nook
in a raffle.
Nice.
Which is why I felt shameless about using it for whatever I wanted.
For devious purposes. Wait, so was the Top Model documentary actually good or not? Because I want to know if like it exposed anything, because it's made with Tyra, right? I can't imagine that.
Yeah, we know she's off her hinges with the hot ice cream. Like, do you know about the hot ice cream?
Don't get me started.
Like Coco?
No, it's not. It's not, apparently. But they have her in it, and it's very Netflix. It's very, it's a pretty sanitized version, but it is quite honest in the way that they lay things out quite plainly to Tyra, and they say, do you want to comment on that? And they show her being uncomfortable and making excuses and saying no. So I think as much as it gives her a platform, it also is showing that she is an incredible phony and has been putting on this persona for years that just no one is buying, and she just doesn't seem to get it, and it's quite uncomfortable. Okay. And the way that she talks about the show coming back even is just so diluted, but that's the kind of delusional shit, over years of being in the industry that severely that just chips away at your frontal cortex. But what was for the culture was the Cup song, and that changed the world. I'm going to say it right here, right now. Anna Kendrick performing the Cup song changed the world and culture as we knew it, because not only this movie didn't do that, she did that, because that wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be I'm a Little Teapot. It was just supposed to be a throwaway moment, and she said,
wait, really?
I know Lulu and the Lampshades, okay? I know the Cup song, you bitches. And every young woman between the ages of 8 and 15 in the nation is going to sit their ass down
and learn that.
Lock the fuck in.
I can still do it.
A half hour.
Oh,
I can. Oh my God. And then
I learned it.
Much like Becca with mixing and DJing, when you realize that BPM is pretty diverse and can fit with almost any song that you twist to it, then you're singing, you're doing Nicki Minaj cup song at the junior high table, and suddenly you're the belle of the ball. All right, that's
Darren Criss did it at the season 3 opener.
Oh,
yeah. I can sing the song, but I don't remember what
song
exactly
he
the
did.
song it was.
Yeah, no, I feel like I did meet you around this time, Dara, and I definitely feel like I remember you had a couple of bags or tricks in your bag, and that was certainly one of them.
Yeah, I love to pull out as like really socially uncomfortable. So it's like, you know how people do scripting?
Sure.
It's like instead of doing scripting, I like plan a short performance.
Trick. You have a party trick. Yeah.
And I'm like, party trick.
Like, I bet you could solve a Rubik's Cube really good.
Don't get me started. That's how I got 3 boyfriends at summer camp, okay? The speed cubing group.
Here, can I say something?
A girl.
Wait,
all right?
No, can I say something, though? It's because I had someone use a Rubik's Cube as a move on me recently. And it worked,
didn't it?
It worked.
Yeah.
No, because
hand dexterity.
Well, it was
that
like
unlocks a certain.
I was at like this. It was like bring the stuff you don't want, take new stuff, kind of like free market kind of thing. And it was, in a someone's house, and it was lovely, and it was a ton of people I didn't know. And it was a great community event, and so I was like, oh, I need something to do with my hands. Someone had a Rubik's Cube. I picked it up, to take it, and whoever must have brought it came over afterwards. They saw me, like, I had put it down on the counter right next to me or whatever, came over, did it in front of me, and then like put it down and left. And I was like, yeah, that's really all it takes.
And that's a lesson that 13-year-old me could have learned, because I didn't just walk up and do it. I would loudly announce to everyone in the vicinity who could hear that I was about to do it, and that they should come around and take a look, because this shit is about to be fucking awesome.
I used to be,
I've been trying to get back into it, and it's like riding a bike, you never really forget, but you definitely get rusty.
Of course. Well, I'm learning for the first time right now, so I would love some tips and tricks.
It's just memorizing algorithms. It's just like pattern
it's
recognition.
Yeah. Well, I figured I need to stop playing so much 2048 and being on my phone, because that's my game.
2048 is such a... Okay, what are the 2012 apps? What middle school game
Flappy
apps
Bird
do you have on your phone?
Oh, I don't have it.
There was a teen mom who then turned into a young adult mom who we were friends with in high school, who would do adult business for us in exchange for us watching her 3-year-old. And then many years later, I reconnect with this. She's now like 10. And she was like, "You've got that train game on your phone." And I was like, "Subway Surfers, bitch, I do." Like, yes, I will never be deleting.
Okay.
The people who had Flappy Bird on their phone, and now they can sell their phone for like $1 million because Flappy Bird is gone. It's like, that's going to be me with Temple Run.
Oh, fuck yes, Jen.
The book? Yeah, I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube from reading a real book, like back in the old days.
Genuinely,
paper.
Genuinely, I will be needing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it to you.
Jen just flipped a speed solving the cube, easy to follow step-by-step instructions for many popular 3D puzzles, includes Rubik's Cube Solutions by Dan Harris. Thank you, Dan Harris.
Thanks, Dan.
I was going through books in the basement, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to pull this out and relearn how to do the cube." Because I used this in the 80s to solve the cube. I couldn't speed solve it, but I could solve it.
2026 is the year of the Rubik's Cube. That's what I'm saying.
Well, and here's what I'm going to circle back to is that I wonder about the nostalgia formula, because I already feel us culturally getting a little stunted with that, like Y2K, like quote unquote Y2K is just about the most recent thing that we can be like throwing back to. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know,
era
bitch. We were talking. Don't you remember like the 2016?
The 2016 nostalgia is really 80s nostalgia disguised as 2016 nostalgia because it was meant for our parents. Like, are we going to be looking back and being like, they're calling back to our shit that was really a reference to some other shit?
Yeah.
Right? I guess that's how it always may have been. But I just wonder if the stuff that we were consuming was made under the guise of being nostalgic for other people rather than just being made to be made, right? It's like a nostalgia.
I think what will be so nostalgic for us will be things like YA. That specific, series of YA. And
dystopian.
I think there's, of course, it's just like to me at this point, the Obama era is nostalgic. I'm thinking Girls. I'm thinking Mumford and Sons, who are going to be on Saturday Night Live tomorrow
on SNL. I said, who is this for? And then I was like, wait, me. They're trying to get me. I'm not going to be there, but they're trying to get me.
Exactly. And they're making it a good effort, honestly.
But I feel like it's a beautiful time to maybe take a pause. And usually there would be like some coordination and a halting of the process, but this feels so organic and smooth because you're right next to me, Jen, and we can just get right into Chocolate or Vanilla, which is our interim podcast segment that you are the chief host of.
Jen prepares more for these podcasts than I do, so...
And it shows. Exactly. But, so Chocolate or Vanilla, you're going to say two things. We're all going to say which one we like better. Is there a theme this week, Jen?
There is a bit of a theme. The Aka Dictionary.
Aka, excuse me, hit the theater kid lexicon like at the fucking second plane. Aka, excuse me? She says it no less than 3 times.
Definitely.
But they also incorporate a few other Aka.
That's why I got them.
Aka-isms. And what is her name?
Aubrey?
Anna Camp. Camp, who plays Aubrey.
Who married Skylar.
Shout out Anna Camp.
Iconic. I did not know. She married Jesse in real life. Did you know this?
Here's the thing. Yes, I did know this. However, I have to give shout out to my people because she's now dating a young dyke. She's dating a young masked lesbian and we have like the same haircut. Girls, it could happen to you. Don't give up.
Hell yeah. Brittany Snow, you're next, please.
Please, I see you on The Hunting Wives.
Rebel Wilson is married to a woman now as well, so it's kind of weird to look back. I mean, I know that these jokes were, again, very of the time, but her being like, whoop, there it is. Because, like I was saying, to me, it was like Cynthia Rose being like, oh, I have a gambling addiction. Like, that is actually kind of a funny joke. Yeah. Everyone thinks you're going to say you're gay, and you actually say that you have a gambling addiction because being gay isn't the secret or the burden that you need to unveil to the world. It's like this actual thing she's dealing with. And then it's just usurped by like Rebel Wilson being kind of shitty. Yeah. Like, that pissed me off. It's like, okay, I guess Rebel Wilson, you're also a lesbian, so you're allowed to do whatever you want, I guess. But anyways, Jen, let's hit it.
So the Aka Dictionary and songs that you should just yell out loud.
Yelling songs.
Yeah.
In public, because if anyone tells you to stop singing, they're your bully, and then you're bullied, and then you're an oppressed victim, and then you can relate to anyone else who's ever been oppressed because you're a theater kid. That's how it works.
It's true.
Just sing louder.
Yeah, just sing louder.
Okay, first one, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
I'm going to go with vanilla because my birthday cake today was vanilla. All right, Aka excuse me or Aka people?
Aka excuse me. Aka excuse me is she hits it first at the beginning of the movie when they're at the like activities fair, but then she does do a few more Aka excuse me's, and you think it would get old, but it really doesn't. She is such a character. Every line delivery she has in this film, I think, is so funny. She
stays in character.
She's capturing such a specific type of like military brat turned theater girl. Also horse girl. Let's wrap that in there too a little bit. Yeah, just like upper class, snotty, like a totalitarian in her regime of the mountain. I'm upset.
I'm gonna go Aka people because Aka excuse me, I remember getting old really fast when we were young, and Aka people is giving non-binary tea.
Yeah, I'll go Aka excuse me because Aka excuse me. Next one for songs. Rumor Has It or Halo?
Ooh, so 2012. I feel like rumor has it Adele was so in her bag in this day.
Fun. I love her as a celebrity, and I love that she kind of does her thing and then drops off, you know, because she's Adele. She doesn't have to. I'm gonna go rumor has it, though. I am ashamed to admit, though, that the first thing that pops into my head when you say that is the rumor has it mashup with Santana and Mercedes.
Yeah, what was the name of their group? It's gonna come to me.
I feel like it was also Trouble Something.
I'm gonna go Halo. I would yell that song right now if I could. Next one is Aka Initiation Night or Aka Children.
Aka Initiation Night. I thought have you seen that video that's going around of those young men? I don't know what college they're at, but they're in a basement. And they look like, I don't know. Did you see that movie Weapons?
Yes.
They look like the harbored children in Weapons.
Yes.
And then the police come and say they're in the middle of a frat initiation where their frat brothers have told them that they have to like stand in their underwear naked. It's like Abu Ghraib shit. Like it's literally prison torture type shit. And a bunch of police come, but the interpretation that I saw that made the most sense to me was that the police are very young men. So that the men in the initiation are thinking that this is a joke.
Yeah.
And that this is part to try to get them to crack. So none of them will crack, and they're all standing like statues in this basement, refusing to move for police who are like, you're all clearly being abused, dehydrated, underfed, like, you need to come with us now, and like none of them will move. Crazy shit. Anyways, Jen, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry.
A concerned
I was going to say whether she wanted Aka Initiation Night or Aka Children.
Oh, Aka Initiation Night. That's awesome.
Yeah, same Aka Initiation Night for this week.
No Aka Children. If you're in an acapella group, you should not breed with someone else who's also in an acapella group. Diversify your gene pool, baby. Like,
next one is Hollaback Girl or Baby by Justin Bieber.
Baby by Justin Bieber hits me in my nostalgia, but Justin Bieber scares me, and I'm not a fan. I reject that part of my past. So Gwen Stefani, is Gwen Stefani any better than Justin Bieber, actually? Let's call that into question.
Hardly, but I would say that I think she had more of a profound impact on me than Justin Bieber did. So that's
tough, though. She
tough.
was
It is really tough.
Just dressing up like a Japanese woman for no reason.
Yeah. Cosplay, if you will. I will go Hollaback Girl, though.
Real.
I'm going to go Bieber. Next one. Aka Awesome or Aka Believe Me?
Aka Believe Me. Aka Believe It. Does she say that at one point, too? I feel like.
Yeah.
Aka Believe It. Aka Believe Me.
Yeah, Aka Believe Me really, it's earnest. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Definitely. Aka Believe Me. Now back to songs. Don't Stop Believin' or Jackson 5, I Want You Back.
Oh, I love these both. Don't Stop Believin'. Glee. Simply Glee. Only the Glee version from episode 1. Iconic. It hooked me. That was actually your selling point to me, Jen, because embarrassingly, I was more of a Journey fan than anything else that would have possibly drawn me in. And you were like,
bitch, that
and
is
then we'll all get together and sing Don't Stop Believin' at the end. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try.
And here,
I think I Want You Back by the Jackson 5 is way more of a mainstay in my music cycle.
The Warblers with Sebastian did a really good version of that.
Of course they did.
Of course. Yeah, I'm also going to go Jackson 5 on this one. I've been hooked on the song Ready or Not after I saw some really great One Battle After Another edits to it. And I'm in a Jackson 5 hole now.
I'm going to go Jackson 5 also. Next one is Aka Awkward or Okay Aka Ballers.
Okay, Aka Ballers. Wait, there's something that Anna Kendrick said in this movie that I literally did a double take and rewinded, even though I saw it with the captions. But I was like, did she actually say that? She said queer balls.
I feel so queer balls.
Yeah, she's like, I feel so queer balls, or this is so queer balls. And I was like,
outstanding.
It was 2012. It was 2012.
You could say whatever you wanted. I'll go Aka Awkward.
Aka Awkward.
Yeah, I'll go Aka Awkward too. Back to songs. Mr. Brightside or Pink Pony Club?
Mr. Brightside really changed my eyes when I learned that the Killers are like a Christian group. And then you listen to their music and you realize that they're talking like about ascending to the heavens and meeting a higher power and fulfilling a greater purpose in a way that you're like, oh, I guess this is Christian music. Huh, interesting. I also saw them live once, but my feet hurt so bad that all I could think about was how badly I wanted to not be standing in the shoes I was in, that I like missed the whole performance.
Just in your pain asylum.
Of course, I'll be picking the Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, I'm more of a Pink Pony Club girl in general. I was not screaming when Mr. Brightside came on in the frat house, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I could scream out Pink Pony Club for sure. Next one is Aka Politics, or I know it's not Aka, but a movification.
A movification. I respected that they made the love interest of this movie be a movie geek, and that he was like, it's my dream to score films. Yet it's Becca who's the one who's like mixing shit on her computer. We never see Jesse writing music.
He's just watching.
He just watch movies. Doesn't mean you have an understanding of how to score them, my guy. I guess he's a freshman in college, so he's got time to figure it out. But buddy, you're gonna have to learn some softwares.
I'm wondering if they truly just didn't do the actual, I don't know, because you know I would think that they have a music supervisor on their movie, because that job that he's describing, well, not job that he's describing, but like, you know, he pulls up the Breakfast Club thing, being like, this song is what makes it, and he goes into this whole little spiel about it.
But that's a soundtrack. That song existed before that movie.
Exactly.
No?
That's a soundtrack.
Exactly.
And that's what the music supervisor does, is pick the soundtrack and deal with the contracts for the soundtrack. So I don't know if they just made it more palatable for a young audience, and they said, you know what, he's going to score movies. It's all the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did clock that, and I was like, And
the movies he was telling her to watch, I was like, these are garbage.
Girl,
truly,
put it away.
If a man came up to me, and like, I'm sorry, I'm specifically a Breakfast Club hater. I think in part due to the forced upon me 80s nostalgia. Sorry, Jen, but there was a certain amount of stuff that you were like, you have to see this. That then when I saw it, I was like, I inherently want to hate this because you told me I had to like it.
And
so
now
there's a little bit of, especially like John Hughes stuff, and like that I really in my core want to push back on that. I think because it was so like, you were like, and this was revolutionary to me, and I was like, and guess what? I hate it.
Did not age well. Yeah.
I was not feeling the vibes that he was putting down as far as suggestions, motifs.
I don't know.
No.
The way that his character is written, I think he is just meant to wear his heart on his sleeve. And even if he is flirting with her, great. But if he's not, he's just being himself, and he's saying sticks in the car.
I guess, but the way she's like DJ mixing her shit out on the quad without headphones, like she deserves a bad movie recommendation.
Oh, absolutely. No, she should have her time wasted for at least 2.5 hours.
Kimmy Jin, honestly,
real.
So fair.
Firsty lasty.
So fair in being pissed at Becca as her roommate, because she was a shitty roommate. She immediately comes in and is like, I don't give a fuck about this, and starts playing music really loud without headphones. I'd also be like, go fuck yourself. And her dad comes in and it's like, you're getting this education for free, because in America, specifically when your parent works at a college, if they're employed by the college, full-time probably is the rule that their kids get to go for free. You have to get in.
As long as they can get in.
You have to get in, quote-unquote, by your own merits. I'm sure they
My aunt worked at Duke, and none of her kids could get in.
Real.
Well, there we go.
And honestly, good. That's real, because I feel like they'd probably give some nepotism sway, but good to hear of situations where they push back on that. But yeah, if you work at a college, your kids get to go for free, which is why Becca's dad, who's a professor, is like, you get to go here for free. Why are you squandering this opportunity to get a free education? And she's like, I want to go be a DJ. Literally 4 years of your life for a free college degree, you dumb fucking bitch. Like, looking back on this movie, I'm like, you're a bitch to your dad, you're a bitch to your roommate, you're a bitch to your boyfriend.
She was awful to him.
She was.
To the dad especially. I was really rooting for the dad this time. I was like, he should cut her off.
He's doing his best, honestly.
So, you have to say Acapolitics or movification.
Oh, a movification.
Yeah. I'm going to say movification also. The movies he threw on the picnic blanket were Jaws, E.T., Breakfast Club, Star Wars, and Rocky. And Say Anything.
Jaws, E.T., Rocky, Breakfast Club, Say Anything.
Say Anything has a killer soundtrack, if you're not score soundtrack. I know the difference. But I was telling Dara that I have heard, well, first I heard that the Simple Minds song was originally offered to Billy Idol.
Hey, hey. Yeah, which I think they say in the movie, right?
Yeah, they do.
Jesse's like, actually, they offered the song to Billy Idol, but then he didn't take it.
I fact-checked that, and that is true. So that I knew it, and I was like, I'm going to fact-check it.
Good job, Jen.
It's true. Thank you. And then they were also going to do the Say Anything song at the end instead of the Breakfast Club song.
Like when Anna Kendrick puts her fist up and does her Breakfast Club
moment. It was going to be the radio.
Moment. Yeah, do you know in Say Anything when he stands outside her window with the boombox? And what song does he play?
In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. So the song just didn't work.
Yeah, less memorable, I would say.
And I just think you can't mix it up with anything, mash it up with anything.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, do you think there are some songs that just will never mash up?
Unmashable. I would say, doesn't Peter Gabriel work in like 7, 8?
That's Salisbury Hill.
Salisbury Hill, your favorite song of all time. But I feel like he's known for like weird keys and time signatures and like changing in the song too, like switching keys and time signatures in the song is tough for mixing from my layman's knowledge. So I would say it's probably why. Also low energy for an acapella show.
I'm thinking like less. Yeah, Jen, the first thing that comes to mind is like obviously the power ballad. Like if we're going with like Mandy by Barry Manilow, something like that. I feel like you probably could do something, but
it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't think that anything is unmashable because I think that probably any song at least has like a good piece that you can cut out and use.
At the beginning of this movie, when Becca's dad is like, "You're throwing your life away. You want to be a DJ?" That's a joke. Honestly, nowadays, in our good Lord's year of 2026, if your child says, I want to be a DJ, that is hopeful. That is inspiring. And you should cling on to that because that's going to be one of the only jobs left, babes.
Yeah.
DJ, it's going to be like DJ, barista, sex worker, accountant. Like, that's all that's going to be left after the AI sweeps us all out. DJ is a real fucking profession. I was like, that is going to be something that ages poorly. DJs make more money than most.
Than college lit professors. Next one, last one, sorry. Video Killed the Radio Star or 99 Luft Balloons?
Oh, Video Killed the Radio Star. I definitely remember the dance from Just Dance quite in my mind. But 99 Luft Balloons is also seared into my mind, specifically soundtrack from Boogie Nights.
Is that when William H. Macy blows his brains out, or am I thinking of?
No, that's after Alfred Molina is like selling them drugs. Alfred Molina's like all coked out.
And he's
and
playing
then their car's broken down. They have to push the broken down car like up a hill.
Yes.
So iconic.
Yeah, I also love that song. That's one that makes me feel a little manic when I hear it, and I kind of like it. So I'll go 99 Luft Balloons as well.
I will also go 99 Luft Balloons, and that is it for my chocolate or vanilla.
We're back, although the composition of this group has not changed, but there's considerably more cork in my wine. I didn't open the second bottle the right way, but I'm reaping the consequences and hopefully upping my fiber in a way.
This is good for you. It's like rubbing dirt in it, you know?
Let's get to so it's like monumental, life-changing, the audition scene, the cup song, everything. But then it's like history was made, history was changed. And it's like 10 minutes later, lo and behold, it happens again. Because the riff off, well, so this is entirely different, actually. The beginning of a song matching the end of another song, and this categorically being something that theater kids are just able to do, or that these group of people are even able to do with this amount of like flow, is astonishing, and of course could only ever happen in a movie. But I do want to take a pause to say that I don't want to say remix, but like the mashup is the term.
It is a mashup.
Was it Glee that like really put the stake in the ground
on the map? Yes.
Oh, they have a whole episode. It's like the 4th episode in the series. All about mashups.
But it seems to be a key element of this theater a cappella experience is the mashing.
So I think I think where this came from was the medley, which Dara, you might be familiar with when we would play the Christmas medleys in band.
Of course.
I feel like it's just like another play on that.
Because I think specifically making their main character be an aspiring DJ was enlightened. Because they were like, at the core of it, what do these kids all want? To be a DJ, right? Like in their own way.
Sure.
They want to pick the music.
Becca continues to just be making LaRue bulletproof mixes on her computer. Like every time we see her, she's mixing something else.
Bulletproof mashes with everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except for In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. Which matches with nothing.
Yeah. But I feel like we already talked about the shower scene a little bit, but I think it's so funny. Like, do you think it was a conscientious callback to Glee?
Oh, yeah.
With like Will Schuester barging in. And I would say Brittany Snow was far less of a criminal than Will Schuester in what he did.
You think? Because it is technically sexual assault.
Well, no, because what Will Schuester did was definitely like preying on a minor, like illegal. But
is there any sexual? Is there any sexual component of that? And does that make it worse that they were both naked?
That is true. That is true, and it's hilarious to think that I never watched this movie with like a queer lens on it because I think I was very distracted by all the singing.
This is an exceptionally straight movie, Dara.
But it is a very straight movie. But then looking back on this particular scene, it's like Brittany Snow. First of all, Anna Kendrick, why you thought you could just be singing in the college showers and no one hearing you is like, oh, you just walk in, you're like, no one's in here. You didn't even look, girl. You didn't do anything. You didn't even listen, see if the water was running.
Because of the acoustics.
Did you ever have college showers like that?
No, I had 2 shitty college showers that grew mold on them fast as fuck. But it was not like a big open stall situation like they'd had. That looks like barracks.
Yeah, not in college, but I went to a summer camp at a college where I got much more of a traditional college experience.
They had 6 lined up stalls.
Yeah, and it was those big open. In this movie, the curtains are clear, which is just so unrealistic. Yeah. Why would they be clear? But they were like, an opaque plastic. But it was very much like big open showers. And people would bring their radios and their little speakers and like have their little shower music. And they basically, like, the Bellas can't compete because they're defamed or something, right? Like they get kicked out.
No, so they like they don't make it past. Yeah, they don't place.
It's movie 2 where they get defamed. They get defamed in movie 2 because Fat Amy exposes herself to Barack Obama. Yes. Now I'm recalling that's movie 2. Actually, yes. Yeah. So they lose to the high schoolers. Now I'm recalling. They lose to the high schoolers and Benji uncovers that they're high schoolers and they get disqualified. So they get bumped up so that they get to go to internationals. They call it the international. They keep calling it like the ICC something or whatever. But the International Collegiate Acapella Competition at Lincoln Center. But international, I'm sorry, scale yourselves down because movie 2 truly goes international. And why would you say that this is an international collegiate acapella competition where 2 of your 8 competitors are from the same college?
Is it international or intercollegiate?
intercollegiate, maybe. That's But did they say international?
ICCA, I think, is what it was.
They go to the end, and the Troublemakers do a good job, but not good enough. Benji, I've got the magic in me. Turned my heart inside out, but no, it's time for the Bellas to shine.
And shine they did.
With a Jammin' Flow State remix for them. Except here's my beef, is that at the beginning of the film, it establishes that Anna Camp, Aubrey. Aubrey's character is like the leader, and she's very strict about the rules and how they are, and they all have to dress like stewardesses and like follow these initiation rules or whatever. But a big thing about the Bellas is that they only sing songs made famous by women, like written and sung by women. And she's like, this is like part of our tradition. And she has like a funny line that's like, oh, what is embarrassing about lady dancing to Mariah Carey chart toppers? Like, I agree.
It's true.
Stick to your fucking roots. And then Becca comes in and is like, we need to do
a song. And she says, just the way you are.
Yeah, she recommend a song by a woman, you idiot.
Any woman.
And here's the thing.
Hey, Anna Kendrick, name a woman.
Name a woman. I just would have liked if there had been a sort of convergence of storylines where Aubrey got to hold her tradition and
pick a Cher song.
Right, like upkeep the tradition of uplifting women, but it's like, okay, and then we're bringing it from the 80s to the present day, and then we pick a myriad of options of great songs written by women in this era or any era.
We just could have made Becca a feminist.
Point to have stuck to that, because that was like their group's whole thing.
Yeah,
so they're like, here are the groups on campus. It's only just a dream by Nelly. No, absolutely not. Pissed me off, and I thought was a big oversight, because I thought that could have been like, this movie's such a girl power, like trying to have its big girl power moment. And I feel like they really could have had their cake and ate it too, but they just chose to forget about it. That pissed me off.
Yeah, it is a major oversight, I would say.
When Chloe has nodes, that
hysterical.
Is so funny.
And the way they put the background music to emulate one of those like commercials for a depression pill, like, and I am a survivor and I will be strong.
So everyone has nodes. It's like saying I have eyes.
Oh yeah. Everyone has nodules, right?
Everyone has lymph nodes.
But hers are just hers are inflamed.
Right.
Is the saying.
She can have lymphadenitis.
I would have nidus.
Really low notes. That's so funny.
Unfortunately,
that got me. Give me everything tonight, and she goes, "Oh,"
and it doesn't match. Like it's like a really poor job. The voiceover.
They do Price Tag by Jessie J, which is a shout out to an iconic woman of that moment.
It is true.
But yeah, then they move on to just do a bunch of like, they do a Pitbull song. They do a Pitbull moment. I just think that they could have found more cool 2000s shit to do a girl medley. Girl boss medley.
Easily.
The "Don't You Forget About Me" moment, I feel like could have been.
Do you think it was just that they had to go through songs that weren't done on Glee yet?
Oh, I mean, well, of course, probably that, actually. Yeah,
so that
considering
did take a lot off of their list, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if they needed the John Hughes moment to tie in the Jessie romance, they're like, okay, well, that's a man, so I guess fucking throw it out the window.
Yeah.
What a bummer, though.
They didn't let ladies put music in movies before the 2000s, so, wasn't allowed.
But if you're going to
now we have K-pop Demon Hunters, so we're
go.
Good.
I don't know.
It's going to win the fucking Oscar over Sinners, and that's going to be crazy. Should we get into our regularly scheduled programming?
Sure thing. Fuck, marry, kill. I feel like our main characters are Becca, Jessie, or do we want to pick three of the Bellas? I feel like it would be Becca,
Aubrey, and Chloe.
Aubrey.
Yeah, I think so.
It's so hard because there are also so many good side characters. Everyone gets such equal screen time here.
Aubrey's dead immediately. Actually, No, I think Becca is. I don't like her performative ass. I don't, no. She rubs me the wrong way. So I think I'm going to kill Becca. I will, fuck Aubrey because I don't think I can marry her and hang out with her every day. And I'll marry Chloe. And me and her will have awesome duets with her deep voice.
No, I think that's so fair, and I'm going to totally agree with you because Becca is pissing me off every moment of this
constantly.
Movie. And I feel like part of it is intentional. You know, she's sort of a protagonist that we're supposed to push back against a little bit. Yeah. You know, she obviously has clear flaws, but just overall, it's like, too much of a moody in my head pick-me girl to actually be someone chill to hang out with.
Yeah, exactly. She's giving a little too. She's Marnie and Hannah at the same time.
I think that M's decision is 100%. Yeah.
Agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chloe's obviously a lesbian, and so is Becca. They both are obviously gay, at least a little bit, at least bisexual.
Becca's giving me bisexual, but will only date boys, but will say, I hate my boyfriend. My nasty
kiss other
boyfriend.
Girls at the bar to get men's attention.
Exactly.
Hey, it's a valid sect.
No, it's not.
An invalid sect.
Do we open it up to the whole movie?
Yeah. Okay, I feel like from the whole movie, who I want to marry is Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, true.
Oh, good call.
Elizabeth Banks and John Michael Higgins, who are both from the great state of Massachusetts.
I can't believe you're just bringing this up now.
Serving as the narrators. What do you call that?
The judges.
Commentators, MCs, hosts.
Oh, yeah,
they do the voiceovers for the competitions, and it's like a mainstay in the movies, and they just have this like hilarious banter. And I love Elizabeth Banks. Is she a producer on this film?
Yes, I believe she is.
She is a phenomenal. I love everything she does. Shout out Cocaine Bear. Shout out Lee Mass, Elizabeth Banks. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna fuck Becca's dad and try to get a free college education out of that situation if I can.
Yeah, real.
And then if I could kill anyone in this film, who's truly the worst? Like I don't want to say Rebel Wilson because that feels hateful, but I feel like she maybe needs to be put down. Like
she's feral.
Or maybe Bumper. I would kill
Bumper easily. I unfortunately do not find this era of Adam Levine. Divine is the Maroon 5 singer, right?
No, Adam Levine is the Maroon 5 singer. Adam Devine is the actor in this film. Do you know that bit he has in his stand-up about how he thought this was a baseball movie?
Yeah.
No.
And
so funny. He just has a good bit where he was like, my agent contacted me about Pitch Perfect, and that he prepped for an audition for a baseball movie.
Outstanding. Yeah, I don't know. I find his style of comedy from this era just a little too cringe for me. So I'll probably kill him. I'll kill Bumper. I will I'm gonna marry Becca's dad, actually, because that's stable income. He seems to be doing the best he can. I'm okay with that. I would actually relish in making Becca's life a living hell just by being nice to her, you know? And then I'd
make her play her mixes for me, and I'd say, that's really cute.
Yes, exactly. And she didn't want to show me her mixes, but I made her. And then I'm gonna fuck. I'll stick with Chloe.
Real, hot, so hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna F the guy from the radio.
Oh,
true.
Wait,
yeah.
Jen. That's the best choice. When he's like, I'm going to get a burger, and he's like, I don't think you should have that. And he lifts up his shirt. He's like, I think I'm good. And you're like, that guy is at least 30. I'm sorry.
Easily.
Well, between the ages of 26 and 30. I'm like, that's not a college student. None of them are, but that guy in particular.
That one is certainly not.
I'm gonna marry Baloney Barb.
Baloney Barb! Wait!
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kill Bumper.
Wait,
Yeah.
By association, can we kill John Mayer?
I think so.
John Mayer mentioned.
I think so.
Does that count? And then eating and drinking, my answer's kind of lame, but I feel like this is like the Aka Ocean's 11. Like, it's like lady singing Ocean's 11. It's
For
like,
sure.
what does everyone have to bring to the table? Everyone's got a different, unique quality, a good skill. And I feel like Ocean's 11 is the nachos of movies. It's what can everyone put onto this plate of nachos? So then you do a big load of nachos and try to clear out your fridge, you know? Get whatever you've got in the back.
A little weird with it. Yeah.
Yeah, get, some utilizing leftover based nachos.
Mm-hmm. And what do you drink?
Like a huge pitcher of, what's the pink version of a pina colada? A daiquiri? Do they make frozen daiquiris?
Oh yeah,
frozen daiquiri. Like buy a pre-made mix and like a blender-sized pitcher of pink frozen daiquiri.
That's a great idea.
That's what you should have with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza and wine is also what we had in real life before recording this, and I felt very accurate, like big sleepover vibes.
That's what I'm going for.
Sleepover energy, for sure.
I feel like this was for me. I felt like garlic Parmesan fries really called to me. I feel like that's something that you find out about when you're like 15 or so, and you're like, that sounds really good. And then you don't stop ordering them every time you go out.
You order them everywhere you go.
Yeah. Exactly. And then that follows you for the rest of your life. It's when a girl becomes a woman.
You upcharge your fries.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go for like some garlic parm fries and like a Shirley Temple.
Oh, yeah, nice. So accurate. Yeah.
Like you made your mom. Yeah, you made your mom go to Wegmans before the sleepover, so you have this. You're stocked up on all the good shit.
The pre-made Shirley Temples.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you what we're not having is anything with Hershey syrup, chicken noodle soup, or orange juice, because I read that that's what they made the vomit out of.
Oh, Hershey's syrup, chicken noodle soup, and orange juice. That checks. The puking. So
not funny.
I had to look away.
Yeah.
I have a short fuse for stuff like that. Like I start to feel sick real quick with fake sickness, or even like if someone next to me is even like fake gagging, like as a bit, I'll start real gagging because I'm like, stop pretending like you're gonna puke. If someone near me pukes, I'm the type of bitch who will also puke. It's embarrassing. I wish it's a skill I could pressure test myself for.
It's not. Listen.
But this movie, it's almost comical when she does it at first because it's such a projectile that it's fake.
Yeah.
But then they start like rolling in it and stuff, and it's so nasty.
Yeah.
So nasty.
But I am going to have pizza, which I had decided that before we had pizza tonight. I want my pizza with extra cheese on this movie. And I'm going to have to drink a Cosmo because I've been into Cosmos lately.
Ooh, love that.
And then immediately after you finish your pizza, popcorn and either a slushie or a Diet Coke.
Fuck yeah. I like that you got to follow up.
Like right afterwards. I'm not even hungry again, but I'm immediately making popcorn.
Exactly.
Because I'm still watching a movie.
Yeah.
And therefore, I need to still be eating.
My hands
I
can't be free.
About myself, I'll like have my meal with my show or my whatever I'm watching, and then I finish eating. But then my show keeps going, and I'm like, well, I need to keep eating.
Right, because
I've set a pace. Like I'm setting pace for myself. I need to keep going.
See, that was my lunchtime show for like a year and a half was Sex and the City because it was a 30-minute show, and I could breeze through it. It was perfect. But yes, I do understand. Speaking of continuing on, what do you follow this up with?
I feel like this is an easy softball of an answer, and we covered it recently on the show with Lauren. So if you haven't listened to our episode about theater camp, go check that out. But theater camp is a more recent, 2024, 2023?
I think 23.
Within the past couple of years, Ben Platt like got me back on his side a little bit with this movie, honestly, because it's so funny and self-aware. And if you ever were part of a theater program or band or chorus or whatever sort of performing arts department. You knew people that were just like this, and they captured such a unique sect of personalities, and the performances are amazing. The comedy is so funny. I think it's across the board. If the theater world is anything you've even ever been adjacent to, it is a movie you will find hilarious, and makes me feel that Ben Platt has the self-awareness to potentially not be a terrible person, along with his pushback against some of the shitty stuff his brother and his father have done / said. He has like publicly distanced himself for him. You know, I'm like, okay, until it stopped benefiting you, my guy, like whatever. Like your statement on this doesn't really mean shit, but I still do appreciate it. And my ever influx relationship with Evan Hansen continues. So I will say theater camp for sure, just because this movie makes me nostalgic, and then theater camp makes me nostalgic in the same kind of way that it's like I loved it and I hated it all at the same time.
I dare call theater camp a work of genius. On a similar level, I, for the first time, because I guess this is referencing it, but I watched Best in Show right after this, which I had never seen before. Who's the guy?
Rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, R.I.P. Queen. But the guy that is in the booth with Elizabeth Banks, what's that actor's name?
Yes, John Michael Higgins. He's in that movie as well.
John Michael, yes, and he's doing the commentating for the dog show, of course, and it's just I hadn't seen that movie before, and it's so beyond funny. Dara, have you seen it?
No, but
who else is in it?
Catherine O'Hara, who passed away recently, but I had always given it like it had always been in the same sect of my mind as Drop Dead Gorgeous.
It is
the comedic pageant movie. It's like very much a satire about these type of overly competitive people. And it's very funny. I've never seen Best in Show, but I saw a lot of people talking about it.
Well, it's an insane cast as well. So, and it's pretty much the same as if you've seen Waiting for Guffman. I believe it's kind of similar, but you know, Christopher Guest, Eugene Levy, Fred Willard, Catherine O'Hara, Parker Posey. Yep. Jane Lynch. Yeah, it is so fucking good, dude. It's unbelievable. Absolutely follow that up with this with that.
Added to my list. I had a former boss / coworker who trained corgis.
Fuck yeah.
For competitive show. But not dog show, but like athleticism feats. Like they had to do like agility courses and like
nice.
Like kind of stuff like that. But she had like a fleet of them. She had like 6 corgis, and they had, you know, she was always talking shit about them to me. She's like, they won't win. They won't listen. And I was like, they're corgis. What do you like?
That's not a racing dog. Look at that.
What are you making them do? That's.
Jen, what about you? What do you follow this up with?
I went with another movie that was inspired by a TV show, which you guys have covered on the pod, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Exceptional.
Monsters Unleashed, right?
Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
No, I went number
the
1.
First one.
The Island.
Both are great. It's called Scooby-Doo. Yeah, just the Scooby-Doo live action
Island
remake. Isn't there a Netflix Scooby-Doo thing in the mix right now? I feel like I always see.
I saw.
What's her name? McKenna Grace. One of those young blonde women who gets booked regularly. It's like, I'm Daphne. And I'm like, again? We're doing this again?
They're running out of IPs.
It's the end times. And I almost got caught by capitalism because Hulu was showing up on my credit card statement. I was like, I have Hulu. And I was looking into it and I was like, I guess I signed up for Hulu, but I don't remember this, in a stupor, me was to say. But then I'm going to cancel my Hulu. And they start making me some really convincing offers. They're like, we've got HBO. We've got Paramount. We've got Discovery Plus. Everything's fucking in conglomeration now. Yeah. Everything is like bundle.
Well, didn't you hear that?
Bundle it. Oh, you're paying $18.99 a month for this Hulu you didn't even know you had? It turns out if you just pay $10 more a month, you can have all this other stuff. And I was convinced. For a second, I was like, wait. But then I was like, bitch, you came here to cancel something. Don't add something.
Yeah, this is how
you need to cancel something.
This is how they get you.
I've been on my DVD shit lately. I've been going to the bins. I've been trying to find a coworker of mine asked me if I could look for Supernatural, the TV show.
Good Lord.
DVDs, because he says she can't find them to stream anywhere. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true, but okay, girl. And I was like, I'll look, because I'm always in the DVD bins, because you got to get that shit, because Disney, Pirates of the Caribbean, that they took out gun violence.
They did. I also was watching in a comfort movie stupor. We had one of the Harry Potter movies on, and they've re-edited Sirius Black's face in like the flames.
Canceled.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Cancel me.
When he shows up in the fire to deliver them the message.
Yeah, but instead of you remember how he was like the ashes and the embers, right? Now his face is just in the flames. It looks like shit.
They're changing stuff to make me feel like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
They're trying to make me go crazy. Anyways, buy DVDs. Thank you for listening to The Swamp. Thank you for being here. We love you all so much. If you're still listening, please let us know what you think we should cover in the upcoming future. Even if you've suggested it before, remind me. Or message me again, you know. We keep a list, but I always like to know, like, what is top of mind.
Yeah,
so
give us a little nudge.
Let us know what you think about award season, what we should cover, themes, chocolate or vanilla themes, anything like that. We appreciate all of it, always, of course. And you, Jen, thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing us this
I was so excited.
lovely array.
It's been too long, Jen.
I know.
What a great list of movies this month. And we, of course, look forward always to chocolate or vanilla, but of course to February for Gen Month, because we have such highlights as Pitch Perfect, which has been, I feel like every movie, I'm like, long time coming.
No, this one's been on the list since the beginning.
Yeah. Long time coming. But yeah, this is such a cultural mainstay and a staple. And it's like, if you were like, talk for another hour, I could. Talk for another 2 hours, I could. Like, this movie, it is everything. Whether I want to admit it or not. Whether out of 10 that I'm going to give it a 6,
That's
I'm going to
fair.
give it a 6.
I think 6 feels very fair. I'll join you on 6.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we must reconcile with the past, but yet uplift it and recognize that there was merit there, you know, despite the times. And I saw something recently that said the real split for like elder Zoomers and younger Zoomers is their memory on the War on Terror. And I have always said that your personal memory of 9/11 defines whether you're truly a young millennial or an old Gen Z. And I feel like Pitch Perfect sits in the same pocket, right? Like your nostalgic prevalence with Pitch Perfect. Hope you all had a lovely week and have another lovely week to come. Have a good one and bye.